of me click.
Hey everybody, how's it going today? It's your boy Churchy here, and today I got another WoW video for you guys. And it's something that I think I should have done maybe a little while ago, but screw it, we're gonna do it now, right? Who gives a shit? And it's a video that, in the video that I did on the top 5, it's something that you guys, a couple of you guys commented and said you wanted to see. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you guys all the add-ons that I use in World of Warcraft. And I actually don't use that many add-ons, to be honest. Like, I really don't. I used to use a shit ton more, but like now I really don't use that many. Like, I use a max, I think it's like 5 or something like that, like 4 or 5 of them. But I used to use a lot more. Like, I used to use like Sexy Maps, BG Spy, friggin' what the fuck is it called? Pearl X unit frames, all that kind of stuff. I don't use that. I don't use that shit anymore. Just because it's just way too much going on. But yeah, let me show you guys what I use. So at the moment, I am using Bartender, Gladius, Omni Bar, Recount, and Tidyplates. So I'm gonna run you guys through each one of these, just in case you don't know. You probably do know, but let me just run through each add-on and kind of what it does. You know. By the way, get them all from Curse Client. Make sure you download that shit. If you're into add-ons and stuff and you want to improve your gameplay, go to Curse, and yeah, I mean, download the add-ons from there. It's sick. It's definitely gonna help you improve, and you have certain add-ons will help you improve. Some of them are just for like cosmetic, you know, whatever. But certain ones will help you improve. So to start off, I'm using Bartender, and what Bartender is basically like a new way to manipulate like your UI to make it more like suitable for yourself. Because like the normal one that Blizzard gives you, like to customize, like you can't really customize it at all. So what Bartender does is it lets you kind of clean everything up. So if I click on Bartender right here. So what I basically like comes up is like a whole, like, you can move everything. Like, you can move anything you want basically on your screen. What I did is, another option that Bartender does give you is you can eliminate that art, that, you know, that like art griffin thing that goes around the action bar. It's super clunky and all that shit, and like the gray around it and all that. You can get rid of that, like completely get rid of it and clean it all up. So what I did was I have like the bottom left action bar, I guess it would be, on the top. The main action bar, like your 1 to 10 in the middle. And then I have I guess it would be your bottom right action bar on the bottom. That's what I'm using right now, with the stance bar on top. And I like it just kind of, it's more centered in the screen, it's more cleaned up, it's very compact. I got like the little menu bar down here with the bag and all this stuff on the right that I don't really use. And I just think it, like, I don't know, you can see it all much better. It's something like, you know, bottom left of your screen, bottom right of your screen. It's just in the middle, like it's right there in your face. And you can actually like increase the size of the bar and make it bigger, smaller. If you want like one ability bigger, you can make like a whole separate bar and make that icon huge and stuff like that. Like, just depends on what you want. Like, you can do, you can do anything with this, with that on. It's pretty fantastic. And moving on to the next one is we have Gladius here. Now, it's hard to kind of show you guys what Gladius does, just kind of sitting here, because you kind of need to be like in an arena or something. But basically what it does is you know when like you're in an arena and that normal, like, you see their health, you get their mana, and you get their portrait and all that shit on the right, like what the normally laid out is. That's kind of what Gladius is. It kind of does the same thing, except you get to track cooldowns on it. Like, and the biggest one basically, like, it tracks other cooldowns. Like, it tracks DR, which is like huge. Like, tracking the DR is something that's really important on certain abilities. It'll track like stuns and all that stuff. But what also it does is it tracks the enemy's trinkets, both of them. Like, if that trinket is popped, it will show you that they popped the trinket and give you a cooldown. That is basically the main reason why people use Gladius. It's like, I don't know, I think if you're into arenas and you're like serious about arenas, or maybe if you're even not serious and you just kind of want to do well, definitely need to get Gladius. Gladius is kind of a must for these situations. Moving on to the next one is Omni Bar. Now, Omni Bar is also kind of an interesting one. I don't know if it's as popular or not, but I do really enjoy using Omni Bar because it'll track cooldowns on the other players that aren't tracked on Gladius. Because Gladius kind of only does like DR, like, you know what I'm talking about, like that kind of stuff. But Omni Bar will do, like, you can track, like, you have customization for each class. So like each class has like certain CC and stuns, and you can actually track them using Omni Bar. So like if a warrior comes up and pummels a cast, Omni Bar will then give me a cooldown on that warrior's pummel, so I know how long until you can silence again. Same thing like Stormbolt, or like say you're facing a mage, like Counterspell. So you're facing a priest, silence. If you're facing a, oh Jesus, I don't know, anything like a DK, Mind Freeze, all that kind of stuff. It'll track it all for you. Strangulate, like anything. You can get it customized to what you want it to track depending on each class. It's pretty handy, to be honest. It's pretty fantastic. Next one I use is Recount. Now Recount's not really one that I use often. Like sometimes I actually just disable it because I don't really use it that much. Sometimes in a battleground I don't mind having like a live feed of my damage done. But other than that, like arenas is pretty useless. Like the only really time I use Recount is if I'm actually like leveling a character and I want to know how much damage I'm doing like in those dungeons, like leveling them up, just kind of for fun. Like it's not really it's a big one if you're into PvE. If you're like into raiding and shit, then yeah, Recount's something that you're gonna want for sure. And then the last one I use is Tidyplates. Now Tidyplates is one that I'm gonna scoot on over here, show you guys kind of what it does. So like this guy, I don't know, like any of them right here. So you can see like this little bar above their head. And basically what it is it's just kind of like a little health plate that you can get above everyone's head so you can see their health. And in arenas it's super helpful because like normally you have to click on the person to see what their health is, right? Like all that kind of shit. But when you have Tidyplates, if I'm targeting like this guy, I can then see like this guy's health over here. If I'm targeting this guy, I can see his health still and everything that goes on. Like if I hit a rejuve on this dude, I can track the rejuve, move on to a different target, click anywhere I want. I can still track the cooldown. That'll work with bleeds, heals, all that kind of stuff. Like anything damage over time, it'll pop up on there. And it's really nice to be able to see the duration like that without having to actually like click on them. And then like even if I rejuve this guy, I then have to, if I didn't have Tidyplates, I'd have to look at the nameplate, hover over it, then I get the time. There's no time for that in arenas. Having this is extremely helpful. You need it. Like in PvP in general, I do think you really need Tidyplates. I mean that's kind of about do it, guys. Like I really don't use that many add-ons anymore. Like I just didn't see the need to have the ones that I did have before. Like I used a lot more before, but I don't really use as many nowadays. Like I used to have an older PC and it didn't really have the best time handling all the other add-ons. But I never thought I really had the need to go back and like re-download them after I got my new PC. So yeah, that's pretty much going to do it. If you're into PvP, I think those are some fairly essential add-ons that you need. And I really hope you guys liked the video. And if you did, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, I would love if you subscribe to the channel. That would be huge. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the next one.